What is up guys, it's your boy Soul. I'm here, back with another hardcore classic WoW PTR video. This is going to be a brand new video series that I'm doing for the PTR, for WoW Classic Hardcore servers. This is not going to be a daily video series. Now I don't want to spam you with these videos. I know the last couple of days I have wow. I'm starting the video by not being able to speak, that's perfect. But the last couple of days I have been spamming a couple of videos because I've been trying to document my PTR experience, and the launch day for PTR was quite interesting, so I just wanted to get that documented in video form. Now for this video series, what I'm doing is basically covering my testing on the PTR and my personal experience on the PTR. So for today, we're doing PTR day 1 testing. It's not going to be a daily video series, it's more going to be a more per-demand video series, or like when there's something worth covering that is worth making a video about. Let's talk about, like, if we find something that needs to be fixed, we can make a video about it, just talking about what we found, why it's bad, what could be done about it, right? Or if Blizzard fixes something, just to keep you up to date on what's happening on the PTR. It's a test realm after all, so I just want to cover what we're testing and what has been fixed and what is currently being fixed. So with that being said, I've made a list, and I'll be doing this when I'm playing on the PTR. I'm streaming every single day, live on Twitch by the way. The link is down below, streaming PTR every single day. Just came off a 11-hour stream right now, so if I'm sounding tired, that's why. So here we go. PTR day 1 testing, this is what I put in so far. So here we go, PTR day 1 testing. First of all, server lag. But that being said, this is like just a minor point, just to talk about it. There's some server lag here and there, it's not like all over the place, but every now and then the server goes down, and there was a massive lag spikes, especially in certain zones. Apparently it was way worse in Dunmorrow than, for example, Elwyn Forest, and it was also kind of bad in Teldrassil apparently. So it felt like it was certain zones. Now whether that had to do with the zone itself or the amount of people in that zone, I don't know, but when I went from Dunmorrow, which was lagging heavily, I went into Elwyn Forest, there were more people in Elwyn, and it was running way smoother. Not a single lag spike in Elwyn. I then went back to Dunmorrow and it was lagging again. That being said, this is the PTR, so lagging is expected and probably won't be there on launch, so I just put that in super quick. Number 2 is that there seems to be, like I just talked about, the server lag and plenty of server disconnects. Even today, the server went down 4 times while I was live. Now 4 times in a 10-hour time span, I feel like isn't too bad after all. But it went down a couple of times unexpectedly. It was once they actually put in like a 15-minute timer because it went down for maintenance, but it also just went down every now and then where a bunch of people, myself included, and people from chat also disconnected. So when you're playing right now on the PTR, there's always a chance the server goes down or you DC and you lose your character. That being said, there seems to be some sort of DC protection, because personally myself, on stream today, I DC'd once and I spawned outside Stormwind. For no apparent reason, it just spawned me outside of Stormwind. There also seems to be a kind of a weird way, because I actually saw how Grace for days died on his level 25 druid, where both he and Tactics were in like an old camp, right? And they both DC'd at the same time because the server went down, and Grace logged back in very fast. Now, when you log back in after the service goes down, all the mobs around you, they will spawn instantly. Like the server is coming back up with all the mobs available, he spawned in dead. The same thing happened to my duo partner today as well. We were clearing out a null camp in Westfall, we DC'd, we spawned back in, he was dead. I was still alive. So it feels like the faster you log in, the less chance you have of activating this DC protection, because the current form of DC protection, or what they talk about, is that they're trying to proactively put in a DC protection to where if you disconnect, you don't always die. They want to have something in place to where it could create kind of a safe area, or protect your character for a bit to allow you to get back in. It feels like the faster you get back into the game, the more the game is trying to, it's trying to understand if you're actually disconnected or you're trying to abuse something. Like a logout skip, for example. If you're trying to abuse a logout skip, on any other skip, if you're trying to abuse something, the game is trying to separate between abusing disconnects and actual disconnects. So there seems to be a DC protection to a certain degree that they're working on. I don't know exactly how it works, but it feels like the faster you log in, the less protection you have, and the longer you stay offline, the more protection you might have. Just a theory I have. Now number 3, this one is important for everyone playing on the PTR. There's currently a jumping disconnect issue. This is what happened to us as well, like when we disconnected, we jumped. And this sounds stupid, but if you jump and you get CC'd, stunned, slowed, rooted, anything in the air, you're gonna DC. And when that happens, you can come back in and someone's gonna be dead. This has happened so many times. You jump, disconnect, you log back in, and you're dead. I'm betting that might even be what happened to Grace as well, right? It's also what happened to my duo partner. So for this one, we can just go over, there's actually a blue post about this, talking about what to do to for this not to happen to you right now. It sounds kind of obvious, but here we go. Disconnect that on the jump plus stuns. Now this post was made by Addon FOR FREE, by the way, a fellow content creator who has some good druid videos that I've watched myself when I was playing a druid. So here we go. Just died at 18 to a disconnect from mid-air jump plus stun. This probably should be addressed as it happened to me 3 times as I leveled up, the last one ending my character. Obviously, an avoidable death feels pretty lame. Is it an unavoidable death, or I don't know, left a bug report, but I figured I'd post on the forum so the other players know it is happening and maybe we can avoid. So the post, the response, the blue post, blue respond by Agrando. Thanks for the report, we are aware of this issue and we're hoping to have a fix in for our build update next week. So based on this, we know there's a build update coming next week. Build update next week. In the meantime, please avoid jumping in combat, as this is indeed caused by being stunned, rooted, or otherwise CC'd, crowd controlled, in mid-air. So if you get like stunned, CC'd, rooted, even like polymorphed, right, or any type of crowd control in the air, you're gonna get DC'd, and there's a high chance you will spawn back in and be dead. So just be aware of that one if you value your time on the PTR. That's it for that one though. We do have 2 more big things to cover, so let's get back into the main scene. Now these 2 are things that I personally discovered while I was playing, just wrote them down super quickly. They're actually pretty important, or at least one of them. So Warlock Fair right now doesn't work. If you fair something, it works to a certain degree. So for example, if I fair something on my Warlock, if I attack that person or the mob while he's feared, it's going to 100% break the fear every single time. So if I pull up any damage over times, then fear my target, the target is going to be feared for half a millisecond, then break. Like any point of damage will guaranteed break the fear every time. But if you don't damage the target, fear works. So you can still use it to CC, but you can't use it the way it's supposed to be used. So you can't fully damage over time, then fear. So if you're doing a Mach or Ra right now as a Warlock, you are heavily nerfed. This seems to be a bug, and I have a theory why this happens, because the Warlock Fear right now works as it does in retail, where it breaks on any damage. Any singular point of damage automatically breaks the fear effect, and this might be because first of all, the hardcore PTR was first of all the Season of Mastery PTR. If you've seen Asmus's video on the epic items that were available at level 1, that was a leftover NPC from Season of Mastery raid testing that were still in the game giving out those items. So first of all, it was a Season of Mastery PTR that was then ported over to the Dragonflight client, and now the Warlock Fear ability might be stuck from the Dragonflight client. That might be what's happening. I'm hoping this will be fixed. I'm sure it will be fixed, but I'm hoping it gets fixed very soon. There's a creator tournament or a level 30 macro tournament next weekend that I really want to join, but if I can't fear and then damage over time, Warlocks have no chance of winning. Just I want to win. But either way, Warlock Fair, I'm playing a Warlock, so obviously there's some Warlock stuff in here. And the last one is that when I pulled Princess, the mobs around Princess didn't pull, which means that the mob leash, or when you pull a mob that has leash with several mobs, that seems to be gone. So split pulling, right now on PTR, it's either gone for good, or only certain mobs don't have it anymore, because when Princess spawned, we could grab Princess without getting the ads, and we tried this again because sometimes you can grab Princess when he spawns without the ads. So we waited for Princess to spawn, gave Princess 1 minute, then pulled Princess, and once again, the ads didn't aggro. So it could have been something happening right then, but based on this one, I just wanted to put this in as a question mark. So anyone wants to do any of their own testing, feel free to test split pulling and let me know if it still works. Now, all of these things I'm expecting to get fixed. The DC protection is kind of interesting. So like DC protection, very interesting for the future. Jump disconnects, don't jump right now on the PTR, especially not in combat. Consider even like rebinding your jump to anything else in space, just to be sure. And Warlock Fear, big fix please, like fix this ASAP. And this one is just kind of a questionable one, but either way, that's my day 1 testing, kind of limited how much I was able to do. I mean, it's level 1 to 18 after all, I was just focused on leveling, having fun, but we found some stuff worth covering. So that's my day 1 PTR coverage. I'm not going to do this on a daily basis once again, it's just going to be when I find something worth talking about, or when Blizzard does something worth talking about. I want to cover everything about the PTR for those of you who don't have the time to play the PTR, or maybe some of you don't want to waste your time on the PTR, because I mean, eventually, that's what we're doing here, right? We're wasting our time because none of these characters matter. After the PTR is done, they will get deleted, we can't port them over. It's a colossal waste of time, but we're having fun, so if you're having fun, the time isn't wasted. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is a new type of video series, so yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like, leave a sub. That's pretty much it. Watch me live on Twitch if you want to watch me test this out live, or just play on the PTR live, right? I'm live pretty much every single day. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Peace out.